Let's turn this cluster of cables into cable management dreams. Hey, what's up, s'mores? I'm Shannon Morse, and today this is Tenley, and she is going to be helping me with my PC build. So welcome back to the PC build series. Say hi, Tenley.
Hello.
You're about halfway through your PC build if you have been following along with these videos. You've already done the most stressful parts, installing the CPU on the motherboard, for example. That's the part that I told you about earlier, the heart of the computer.
Yeah.
The CPU.
Just like our heart.
Yes, just like our heart. So today we are installing the power supply unit and we're connecting everything together. Yay! Now this part is pretty exciting because you start the process of getting everything ready to power it on. We're gonna turn on the whole computer at the end of this. Are you excited for that part? Because that's when you see all the rainbows turn on too. I know, it's gonna look so cool. We're also gonna talk about cable management because while it might seem like it's only there for aesthetics, good cable routing does make future upgrades, troubleshooting, and airflow a whole lot easier. That's right. She's reading my teleprompter. I also want to say a special thanks to my brand partners for this build, ASUS and Kingston. You will see their components throughout this build series. So first off, before we install anything, we're going to talk about what a power supply actually does. You want to hold this up for everybody on the camera?
Is it heavy?
Nope, it's not. Good job. So this is the ASUS TUF or TUF Gaming 1000G power supply. Now the power supply, or the PSU for short, converts electricity from your wall outlet into power that your computer can actually use. It is going to be the little heart of the system running all those vital parts, and everything relies on that one component. Now a good power supply provides clean, stable power. Do not cheap out on a PSU. You want a reliable unit because this thing really can outlive multiple PC upgrades. It is worth the investment. I have old PSUs that have been running for like a good 9-10 years, and you can honestly reinstall them into new PCs over time. So having a good PSU is something that you really should invest money in. Okay, so why did I choose 1000 watts? Remember how I showed you it says 1000 on there? Yeah, that's a powerful PSU. Now the wattage rating tells us how much power the PSU can deliver. This build includes a Ryzen 9 9950X and an RTX 5080, which are both very high performance components. A 1000 watt unit is going to give us plenty of headroom for peak loads, future upgrades, and overall system stability. Now just because the power supply can provide 1000 watts does not mean the PC is constantly using 1000 watts. It will pipe up the power to that amount, but a high efficiency score also means it will be better at converting electricity into energy for my PC while creating less heat. The wattage is its maximum capacity.
Can I put it off my head now?
Yes. Now, the only PSUs that I buy these days are going to be fully modular. That means that none of the cables are permanently attached to it. Instead, we are only connecting the cables that we're going to actually need in this build. That makes cable management a lot easier, and it reduces clutter inside the case. Now, before installing the power supply, we need to identify the cables that we need. So for this build, we have the 24-pin motherboard power cable. We also have the CPU power cables. That's right? The CPU power cables? You remember those ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one with the 8 dots?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
The graphics card power cable, which I did that one on my own. And then we had the SATA power for accessories. Now each of those cables has a very specific purpose and they are not interchangeable. You also notice that the ports look different on them. Now thankfully most modern power supplies label everything really clearly, and most of the cables have different connectors, so they're not even gonna fit if you try them in the wrong port. So let's go ahead and start with installing the PSU, the power supply unit. Now the ASUS A31 case mounts the power supply at the bottom. So before sliding it in, I like to check the fan orientation. Most modern cases include ventilation at the bottom, and that includes the PSU to pull cool air directly from outside the case. In this configuration, the PSU fan faces downward. Once aligned, I will slide it into position, and she's actually going to secure it using the included screws. Okay, so your fan should be facing the outside of the case, and the power switch should be easily accessible from the outside of the case as well. It's really easy, right?
Yeah.
It's easy? Yeah. I thought it was super easy to install that. Awesome. Okay, so by the way, if you are finding this video helpful, a subscribe would mean so much to me. Where can they go to subscribe? YouTube? Yes, YouTube. Subscribing is a very simple way of showing me which videos you find helpful, which ones you think are valuable, and it tells me which direction I should take my channel in. And actually, Tenley here is my newest subscriber, so thank you, Tenley. Big Patreon shout out to my patron supporters as well. You can join them and support my channel by going over to patreon.com/ShannonMorse for perks like early video access and my private Discord. As usual, all the videos on my channel are free to watch, and I thank my YouTube members and my patrons for making that possible. Say thank you, patrons.
Thank you, patrons.
Thank you, patrons. Now let's go ahead and start connecting the power with this big boy here, this really big knot of cables. This is it's humongous. This is the 24-pin motherboard cable, which provides power to the motherboard, or the MOBO, and I'm gonna route it through the nearest grommet and just bend it over the top of the motherboard. This one is gonna click into place really easily, but it does require a little bit of force to get seated correctly. Next, we also have the CPU power cables. Remember where those CPU power cables were? They were way up at the top of the motherboard. Yeah. They were pretty hard to get in there. Those ones connect near the top left corner of the motherboard, and they are pretty hard to reach, but luckily I got pretty small hands and so does she. And I got long nails too, to my advantage for those tiny little spaces. Now the system, you got tiny hands, tiny little girl hands, which are excellent for building computers. The system might appear to power on without those, but it won't actually boot, so do not forget to plug those in and make sure they are seated all the way. If you ever build a PC and nothing happens, then that is one of the first things that you might want to double check.
Yes.
Yes. It has 8 pieces.
I'm back. And that does say CPU.
So there are 3 at the top and 1 at the bottom that says CPU on it. Now, before we connect anything else with this PC, let's talk about cable routing. It's very important, although it's kind of boring. A good rule of thumb is to route first and then connect. So use the cable channels, tie down points on the case to keep it nice and clean. You can tuck cables behind the motherboard tray whenever possible. It might not look like a perfectly aesthetic case with 0 cables, but organizing can help with airflow, as well as finding cables for upgrades later. Now we're gonna connect power for accessories. Now, depending on your build, SATA power can be used for things like RGB controllers, fan hubs, storage drives, displays, other accessories. In my build, a few of those components might be using those SATA power connections. So I'm gonna route just a couple of those cables now while everything is still accessible.
Yep.
Since I don't necessarily know where I'm gonna be plugging in SATA yet, although I might need it for some of those fans or other accessories, like if I install a fan hub, I'm just gonna stick those next to the PSU where I have tons of space, since I'm not installing any hard disk drives in this case. Now, I do want to have a quick chat about cable management as well. Try to group your cables together whenever possible. Use the routing channels provided by the case. Avoid blocking any kind of airflow paths or wherever your fans are going to be. Don't pull cables too tightly that they put stress on the connectors, and don't worry about instant perfection. The internet has convinced a lot of people that every single PC needs to look a certain way, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Exactly. You just got to make sure it's functional. You don't have to be a perfectionist here. As long as it works, it works.
It doesn't need to look like a rainbow unicorn jumping over a lollipop and playing with rainbows.
Exactly. Now with that, we're gonna move on to the GPU in the next video. We're gonna install the graphics card, we're gonna connect the remaining fans, finish the wiring, and perform our final build check before the first boot. Also, did I remember to plug everything in correctly? Who knows? We're gonna find out together. And you're gonna find out with me if we need to fix anything. And if you're enjoying the series, hit subscribe, join me for the next episode. Aunt Shannon is having a great time here with Miss Tenley, and she's gonna continue helping me build the rest of my PC in the next video. We're almost ready to power this thing on for the very first time, so I will see you there. Say bye, Tenley. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Tenley.